Well, a very good morning, everybody, for Sunday, the 11th of April, the last day of solo flying before we return back to instructing. That's good news. Okay, what do we got? Out to the west, high 1031, and that's in conjunction with the low pressures in the fronts, which have cleared overnight. It's starting to bring down a more northerly airflow. Certainly hasn't really got any warmer over the last week, but yeah, we're back to sort of chilly temperatures for at least a day or two. And a trough, which is starting to move southwards, but hopefully will not reach us till late in the day. Fairly wide isobars, so not too strong of a wind, but enough that hopefully the South Downs will work. We can see the trough and its sort of presence on here. This is the 215 chart, and this shows that about, what's this, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we're still going to be south of that area, which is going to be affected by the trough. But as soon as we do get affected by it, it is saying here isolated snow showers and potential even for some thunder and hailstones. Freezing level, once again, that's why I show you this chart. In area C, it's going to start off to begin with around 2,000 feet. As the trough gets closer, potentially that might drop even further if we do get some snow showers. But yeah, probably freezing level around 2,000 feet and a very chilly sort of -6, -7 at 5,000 or 6,000 feet. Reasonably good visibility, 35 to 40 kilometres. The winds are going to move around a bit today, but at the moment we're looking something about dead north, flying heights, maybe a bit northeasterly on the airfield. Not too much stronger than probably about 15 to 20 knots. This is showing for about middle of the day. I think the ridge will work best in the morning looking at that. And that sort of rings true with what Windy is saying, a good favourite app of mine, sort of saying northerly 14 knots along the ridge. But by around sort of 1, 2 o'clock, it starts dropping off. We sort of start seeing more northwesterlies, dropping closer to 10 knots or so. So yeah, the morning on the ridge, perhaps not so good in the afternoon. And that sort of is the flavour of the day at Lasham as well. We might see it back even further around to the west as the trough line approaches. So we may look at a runway change sort of mid to late afternoon. Certainly it says here, by mid-afternoon, we're looking at definite northwesterly rather than northeasterly. Public forecast is showing that risk of a shower at around 4 o'clock. And yeah, northerly winds, but trending northwesterly later. Sunny intervals, but not very particularly warm, 2 degrees, feel like temperature. But at least the sun, when it does have some effect, will feel quite nice. Okay, satellite image. This is what got us on Wednesday. And it's still quite a messy picture, but it is at least a better picture than what we had on last Wednesday. Quite a lot of moisture and sort of high top cover at the moment, but that is starting to burn back, a bit more noticeable over Birmingham and east parts of Wales. The trough line isn't so visible, but the showers are generally focused just to the West Midlands, Birmingham area currently, but we'll just need to keep an eye on that and see if they sort of settle out. Bit of shower activity over the North Sea and the Wash as well. But on the whole, it is improving. The top cover will not ruin it quite as bad as it did on Wednesday. Top temperature, somewhere in the region of about 7 to 8 degrees. Dew points trending somewhere by the middle of the day, probably -5, -4 or so. Might come up a little bit as that shower line gets closer. Currently at Lasham, that's the picture outside. You can see the blue hole is opening up a little bit more, so that should allow convection to get going reasonably quickly, hopefully. At the moment at Farnborough, we have northerly winds and no cloud detected currently because it doesn't pick anything up, but a risk. This is showing showers after 1 o'clock, it's a Prob 30. So I think showers potentially later in the day. I think if we look at Bryce Norton, that will probably bring the showers a little bit earlier. Yes, 11, yeah. So yeah, they're not showing thunderstorms. I think that'll be quite unlikely, but yeah, showers the further north you go. Okay, top meteo. Now, with this, I'm still not 100% confident on the data that Top Meteo is providing. Unfortunately, GFS seems to be a little bit too optimistic currently, but this is the potential flight distance showing probably sort of 400 to 500k. I'll show you why that it's not so good. Let's bring up the cloud amounts for this time of the day. It does show some of this medium level cloud or high level cloud, but it's not quite as widespread. It doesn't quite pick it up as well as by looking out the window. So my suggestion is maybe knock a point off, whatever this says. I'm just being a lot more cautious because it was a bit annoying. You all scrubbed on Wednesday. But yes, 11 o'clock, probably looking around here at cloud base, hopefully with some Q at sort of 3,500 feet. Later in the day, hopefully that goes up to 4 to 4.5. And it might even get a little bit higher than that 5,000 feet if we continue to see things improve. But that shower line, this is showing it coming a lot later than the BBC Met Office. The shower line looks like it gets here at 5:30, according to this. It really goes to shower about 6 there. So yes, best task area really is along the south coast. That'll just keep you as far away from it as possible. I'll shortly go on to the airspace to explain what we need to do with Solent. But yeah, along the south coast, that's going to keep you as far away from the trough as possible and also keep you hopefully in reasonably good air mass. Okay, that if this is correct, it says 5.5, 6,000 for cloud base at Gatwick later. Cloud amounts. Yeah, this is lots of Q, it says, but as I say, just not 1 or 2 points off that. I'll be very pleased to be pessimistic today. I'd like to be proven that that Top Meteo is absolutely right, but as of any models, it's only as good as the data that supplies it. Chance of showers in the West Country, this says at 1, 2 o'clock. Okay, soundings. Now this is where you can see the difference. The Hertzmann or Zoo or whatever they call it at this is 1 o'clock, sort of 4,000 foot convection, not much of an inversion, but definitely an inversion there. Bit of mid-level cloud to high-level cloud up here at 10 to 12,000 feet. But yeah, convection up to sort of 5,000 feet. Compare that with Buckingham at the same time, we can see that there's not really much of an inversion. So by that point, we can definitely get showers and probably sort of towering cumulus up to 12 to maybe 14,000 feet, not in thunderstorm territory, but enough to sort of spoil your day. Anybody that flew Tuesday remembers how annoying that was. But yes, probably still good convection near it though. But that just shows you the difference between the 2 boundary lines. And we can see on here that there are showers up near Birmingham, and they're not moving massively quickly, and they will probably dry out a little bit as they get south. But as that trough line sort of build up pace, we probably will see more of it. You can see some showers in the wash that I mentioned earlier. So a tricky day in terms of forecasting, hopefully a nice day in terms of flying though. And yeah, I can see sunshine's reflecting outside, so that's good. Okay, the important one, because I know some of you have looked at tasks, is number 12 at Solent. Solent have now changed their operating hours a day early, which is annoying. I was hoping they were going to keep it till the change till Monday. Okay, so today they're active from 1 till 8. So 1 till 8. And I've had a look at their flight schedules. They have 2 airline flights. Yes, 2. So this should mean, although they might have medevacs and bizjets and whatnot, if you are suitably equipped and suitably qualified, do try and get through that airspace if you can with a clearance, because they're not exactly maxed out. They've had to activate that because they need a shift of controllers in. So yeah, they should really be welcoming to gliders today. Gliding Middle Wallop, I'm told it's not too bad if you land there. 22 danger area crossing service not available for Salisbury Ops, so give London Information a call. Usual danger area is active down near Lyd and the Channel. The Queen's morning at Windsor Castle says a restricted area temporary within the London zone, and that is generally it. Farnborough is active as usual. There's probably going to be a lot of general aviation traffic floating around today, so that's not too surprising. Okay, operationally, no jet movements today. We are 09, at least to start with. We'll get the grid launched on 09 and we'll take a view. I am expecting a change at some point this afternoon to 27. So if you are still out late, just double check that we have not changed it, because I don't like gliders landing opposing directions. Restaurant and bar open tomorrow. Have a check of what Gavin and the team have sent in regards to that, and the very yummy menu from the the flight deck restaurant, and there's a tannoy system that they're going to be using outside to make sure that you get your orders and you're not all crowded around each other. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the airfield for hopefully first launch in the not too distant future. Bye for now.